Hi there folks, well, welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm actually back at slightly soggy Glasgow. Where I'm actually at just now is the University of Glasgow. I've actually got some of the university buildings just around me just now. But where I'm actually going to be heading to is into the Gregory-Scott building, which is also known as the main building, which is the big fancy kind of Gothic building they have that is the centre of the campus essentially. Because in the Gregory-Scott building there is the Hunterian Museum, and that's where they house quite a few of the artefacts from from the Antonine Wall, which I've obviously been doing videos on. So again, a lot of really interesting artefacts. If you have been exploring the Antonine Wall and you want to see maybe some of the altars, some of the finds that have been found, definitely a good place to stop off at and spend some time at. So that's going to be where I'm going to be spending my afternoon, because that's all the time I have just now. But I will be coming back in as soon as I can, so I can visit the Hunterian Art Gallery, which also houses the Mackintosh house, which is actually which is a replica of the interiors of the house that Mackintosh and his wife Margaret MacDonald lived in. So that's kind of up towards the library. That's kind of right next to the library. And there's also the Zoology Museum, which is in one of the buildings next to the main building. So I will be coming back and doing them at a later date. But there is a website for the Hunterian, so that'd be for like all three. For the museum, the art gallery and the Zoology Museum. So I'll link that into the description bar below if you want to find out more about the museum, the art gallery and the Zoology Museum, their opening times and any events they've got on coming up. So hopefully the rain will hold off as much as possible until I get up there, because I don't know if I'll get too soaked. So I'll be grabbing my things in just a second and heading up. Before I do head up, if you're enjoying my channel, if you're enjoying my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channelscoffee.com page, the channel's PayPal account and the TikTok account in the description bar below, and then a pinned comment in the comment section. So with that out the road, I'm gonna head on up to the museum. Right, so the University Library is a really tall grey building furthest away from me. There's a slightly smaller tower in the midground. That's actually the Hunterian Art Gallery, and the bit closest to me of that building is where the Mackintosh house is. So definitely come along and do a video there. So again, if you love Mackintosh, definitely somewhere to visit. But where I'm going is through the main gate here. And you can just see the Gregory-Scott building in front of me. That's where the Hunterian Museum is located. Yeah, so that bit of the building there is almost right in front of me. The museum is located on the upper floor of that bit of the building. And there is a lift for the museum, which means you can avoid the steps if you want to. So it's level 4 for the museum itself, and of course it is free entry. And it's open Tuesday to Sunday if you want to come along. Well, I'm going to go up the steps actually, because again, I need to get the exercise. But I also want to show you the cloister, which joins the west quadrangle to the east quadrangle. And the cloister for the University of Glasgow, if I remember correctly, was based on the cloister, or based on the undercroft for Glasgow Cathedral. And it's actually quite an iconic part of the building, and it's probably one of the most photographed bits of the building as well. And usually this time of year they have it all lit up. So I'll turn the camera around and take you around. Yeah, so that bit of the building there, that's the University Chapel. Might take you in there next time I'm up this way. But the cloister itself, I think that's actually the West Cloister. And yeah, the cloisters are actually all lit up.
Dad, tell you what.
So this is the cloister here, and this is how it's all lit up for winter, and it does just give it that atmosphere. And this here is the staircase up to the Hunterian Museum. Very much fitting with the whole neo-Gothic, Victorian Gothic feel of the building. So, another reason for not taking the lift if you don't have to. Yeah, so it's in this central bit of the museum they have all our Roman archaeology from the Antonine Wall. And also some of the actual tools as well that they used. So they've got a spade, a pickaxe, as well as other items. Also got some bits for drainage. I'll try to see if I can actually find the bridge ness stone, because that should be up here somewhere. And they also have some altars as well. So there's these ones here, these are some of the altars, like to gods like Diana and Apollo. Okay, they don't have the original on display, but this is actually a cast of the bridge ness distance slab. They probably have the original stored away safely somewhere. But I have been to where the bridge ness one was found. You can see how close the replica there actually is to the original, because that's been a cast of it. And they do have displays of other artefacts from elsewhere in the world. And clothing some prehistoric stuff. It looks very much like it came from Scotland. As well as items from the Glasgow world. Again, with this being a university's museum, and it's the university with an archaeological department, it does have quite a few displays on different aspects of archaeology. So they do have quite a few displays of historical and ancient pottery. And looks at excavations. also have a lot of information about mummies and Egypt. There's a better look at the face of a sarcophagus. And these are some of the artefacts that were found with the mummy that I've just filmed. Look at this gorgeous mirror. And also we've got a couple of dinosaur skeletons in the museum as well. Because you can't have a museum without some dinosaur skeletons. And I actually had a conference last year discussing elements of the Book TV series. And that was one of Prince Charlie's death mask right there. Charles Edward Stuart. Oh, they've got a hologram display of some of the artefacts. I'm not sure how much that's actually shown up on the camera. It's an interesting way of showing some of the items off. Yeah, so they have this whole upper level here. It's got a mezzanine level that's dedicated to more of the scientific aspects of the University of Glasgow. And with the University of Glasgow having a strong connection to the medical sciences, there is a selection of anatomical and pathological items on display. Yeah, just to give you a heads up, there are some anatomical medical casts in the upper floor of the museum that are a bit grim. So if you are coming to visit, just bear that in mind, especially if you're a bit squeamish, because I was even looking at them going, it's a bit grim. But again, something like this, it's like, you have to bear in mind that education is not always necessarily there to make you feel comfortable. Yeah, this is a model of the old college, which is the original University of Glasgow. Originally located up towards the cathedral before we moved to Gilmer Hill. Well, that's me just finished my visit to the Hunterian Museum. And again, if you are in Glasgow, definitely somewhere to stop off at and spend some time in, especially if it's a slightly grotty day, as it is today. But even if it is a really nice day outside, I would still recommend coming in here and having a good explore of the museum itself. Because again, if you're just interested in like the history of numerous different things, there's going to be something there you'll find interesting. And again, with it having such a good collection of artefacts from the Antonine Wall, if you're exploring the Antonine Wall, if you want to learn more about the wall itself, this is definitely somewhere to stop off at and spend some time in. And yeah, and it's always kind of nice to come back, because I do have vivid memories of spending quite a lot of time in Hunterian Museum when I was a student here. So yeah, it's always nice to come back and spend some time here. So hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.